Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For all of you entrepreneurs out there who are on the spiritual path, you have come to the right place. Today's message is that if someone recently gave you advice that landed deeper than what you expected, this message will help you understand why that particular piece of advice mattered. Now, this could be a piece of advice that you've just been getting. I'm just kind of seeing like these threads in the background over many years of doing your business. Or this could be specifically someone that told you something and you wanted to dismiss it because you thought, no, I'm not quite ready for that, or that doesn't feel good to me. But it's been lingering in your subconscious ever since. And the reason is because it wasn't relevant for your business up until now, which is why you so quickly wanted to dismiss it. Okay, so something about this message has to do with automating, delegating, and elevating. All right, so the point of this whole timeline that you're in right now is very different. Okay, your job now is to work smarter so that you can stay in your genius, right? You're shifting from hustler to leader. And that looks very different because when you're in a hustler mentality, you're learning how to do all the things in your business. You're figuring it out. Maybe you're doing your own websites, maybe you're doing your own marketing, maybe you're doing all of the customer service, you're responding to all the emails, you're doing all the administrative work, you're doing all the financial work. Listen, you are shifting out of that timeline now. And I know you probably got used to being the person who did it all. But in this next chapter, you're being called to shift from hustler to leader. And what that means is you have to start being a lot more conscious of energetic efficiency. That means you're only putting time and energy into things personally where your zone of genius is fully activated. And if your zone of genius is not activated in a task that you just got really just comfortable doing, this is your time to start hiring out. Okay. So your job now is to start creating flow through structure. You're going to start building foundations, building a structure for your business so that your whole business's ecosystem starts running smoothly, even without your constant input. Okay. This will give you more freedom. This will give you more balance. And this will also give you a feeling of sustained prosperity so that you're not just banking on your own personal energetic resources in order to keep your business afloat. In fact, you could be completely on vacation somewhere for months even, and you should still be able to bring in cash flow because of all the work that you've put into the back end of your business over the many years that you may have been in business for. Okay, so you're really going from doing everything to now leading with a vision. Okay, and in order to do this as a leader, you have to trust your vision. You have to really start seeing delegation as an opportunity for expansion. Okay, and it's not about loss of control. Okay, it's recognizing that your genius work generates the most impact and the most income. So if you're not in your zone of genius, you're actually not helping grow your business at this point. At one point it made sense, but now it doesn't anymore. Okay. So this message came through really, really strongly. The other thing is that you're in a purpose anchoring stage of your business, which means that relationships have to now recalibrate to your vision, right? If your relationships before were just calibrated to you diluting your energy everywhere, people were just reflecting that back to you, right? Maybe your relationships were more casual and not as purpose oriented. And that's okay. You know, sometimes it's nice to just free flow and see what kind of people come into our life or what kind of conversations come up. But after a cycle of being in this space, you're now being called to really hone in on your vision, hone in on your mission, hone in on your purpose. And as you amplify that, not everybody is either going to be able to meet you there, or the people that you have in your world will have to literally rearrange the way that they see you. They'll have to literally start changing their perception of you. They'll start shifting how they interact with you. They'll start creating an awareness over how much time or no, not how, or how little time you have available. Like it's all going to start shifting so that you can really anchor into this next phase where you're just really, really, really focused on rest and zone of genius. You get those two aspects playing out right now. Okay. So money is going to start responding more and more to your clarity. not your hustle. Okay. And visibility will start to expand your why, which will actually become stronger than your fear. Because right now it feels like you're coming out of the fears of, well, if I grow, this could happen and that could happen. And actually there's a message that came up for you around this too, where it's like you might find that there's certain people that are triggering you, or they're getting triggered by you. And you have to really confront what comes up for you around this, because there's something about your intuition that's going to give you an insight to help you deal with people differently, deal with relationships differently. You're going to know who to bring close, and you're going to know who to keep at arm's length. And the majority of people that you've had close, 80% of them are going to start being pushed towards arm's length. And the reason is because they're not holding the frequency that you need them to hold in order to shine your light into the world in the way that you're about to do it. It's going to be so powerful. And in order for you to maintain this broadcasting of light, you can't have people coming in there causing you to doubt yourself. So you might find that like God is suddenly removing people from your life, or just people are naturally distancing themselves. And that's okay. That's all part of this process. Okay. So if you feel a little bit lonely right now, don't worry about it. There are other alliances that are going to come in and support you that are at your frequency. Okay. So if someone new comes into your life where you feel like actually they're really resonating with where I'm at right now, and I feel like this person I barely know feels more exciting to connect with than someone that I've been in connection with for years now, just trust that feeling. Okay. And your discernment and your intuition is going to start rising. You're going to start feeling like, okay, maybe this person is going to be triggered by my success, so I need to be a little bit cautious with what I share. I always say that, like, if you're a millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire, like, just don't tell people. Just don't say anything. Just keep it to yourself. It's not anybody's business. Your work is to bring light into this world and live the best life that you can possibly live. All right. You have to also be willing to confront whatever comes up for you when people start getting triggered by your success. Because when they see you start becoming successful, not even just monetary wise, but in terms of visibility, they're going to have to confront the parts of them that have been comfortable and stagnant, and that's uncomfortable for them, right? So this is going to create maybe a little bit of a rift between you and others if others are starting to experience that sensation of jealousy in your presence. Again, really, really, really be careful that you do not allow somebody to poison you with a comment here, even though they might celebrate you 90%. If they 10% poison you with doubt, or they just say that one offhanded comment that makes you wonder, like, what? Yeah, they're not on your team anymore. All right. So be careful. You definitely want to make sure that the people that are in your life right now are really on your team. They're rooting for you. Okay. And if they're not, just do not entertain it, because it will start dimming your light and it will affect the trajectory of your business. Okay. The other thing that came up was that it's also time for you to confront your guilt over resting and doing less, because when you're so focused on your zone of genius, like, your zone of genius cannot be done all the time, right? It's like, it's one of those things where it's like you get super, super, super tapped in and your lights turn on and you're just like flowing, but you can't do that all day, every day, 24/7, right? You do need to have your genius channeled through pockets of time. And when you're not in those pockets of time, which I'm getting a sense it's like, for those of you watching, some of you guys, I'm hearing it's like 30% of the time you're in your zone of genius, and 70% of the time you're just doing you. You're going to the gym, you're eating healthy, you're going for walks, you're spending time with friends, you're going vacationing, whatever it is. It's like there's a certain percentage of time that you're meant to be focused on your zone of genius. And once that time has completed, you're just going to enjoy life. You're not supposed to hustle anymore. But because in your mind, you're so used to, like, okay, I did my zone of genius, now I got to do all these other things around it. You got to change the way you think. You have money saved to invest now. You have the funds coming in to be able to take certain people that you meet and certain alliances that you form and start building out your system, so that you get to start seeing the results of your business without just your personal actions. And that's going to recalibrate completely the way that your energy works. All right. Also, your business is going to be asking you to embody boundaries like you've never had to before, okay? Because once your visibility comes up, it's like your inbox might be flooded. You might have tons and tons and tons of messages. You might get tons of phone calls. You might have tons of people walking through your door if you have a shop, right? Like everything is going to change when your traffic is increased, right? Because not everybody that comes into your inbox or to your store is worth your time. Let's be honest, right? There's a lot of people out there that are just promising things to you or trying to sell you things that you don't need. You have to be exceptionally, exceptionally on point with your boundaries. And when you become this way, you basically send a signal saying, I'm only available for this. Okay. And the more clear you are and the more signals you're sending through your actions, your yeses and your nos, right? So, what are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? And you're being very direct and clear about that, right? If you're coming from that place of saying yes to all the right things, what's going to happen is that you're going to get more and more of the right things. And that's essentially going to help you to grow. Okay. So, be careful how you use your energy. I just did the psychic healing mastery class. And what I noticed when I was speaking and teaching in this class is the topic of free will kept coming up. And it's like, there are certain times in life where things are just naturally free will, where it's like our choices really impact the outcome because we're always creating the future from our now, right? And then there's other times where things are just like predestined, written in stone, soul contracts, whatnot. And essentially, what I'm feeling for this particular group of people right now is that your free will choices will either make or break your business because you're already going to start getting the visibility. You're already going to start noticing the shifts, but how you deal with that pressure is going to shift the course of your business. Okay. So dealing with that pressure does require having those solid boundaries in place. So please, please, please make sure you do some inner work around this. Okay. If you guys want some support through coaching, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you with this because this is often a childhood thing. I had my boundaries like completely annihilated when I was a kid. Like my mom used to open all my mail. People used to walk into my room without knocking, like all of it, right? I really had to put my boundaries up all over again and learn that I deserve to have that in place, and that affected my business, right? Once you have your boundaries up, your intuition is also going to get stronger. And once your intuition gets stronger, somehow you're going to get guided to all the right rooms, all the right people, all the right conversations. And it's because you're being deliberate. It's because you're being discerning. It's because you're owning your power and you're being very clear and direct about what it is that you're focused on. Okay. So one little message that is more practical that came up for some of you here, I'm hearing this is not for everybody, but some of you guys might be feeling this tinge to start doing like a weekly live, like whether it's like a Facebook or an Instagram or a YouTube or whatever. It's like there's something that you're being called to put out on social media in a way that is going to have people like looking at you like salivating for more. I'm just seeing people like drool, like, oh, give me more of that. I need that. So definitely if you're feeling the pull to get into doing this, whether you're sharing information about a product or service, or you're just educating people, bringing value to their life, whatever it is, entertaining people, bringing music or content that really just invigorates humanity, do it. Don't hold back. All right. Because this is the time where you're going to access more visibility through your exposure. It's important. Okay. So we're going to finish off with the authenticity frequency code. That was the one I pulled for today. So I thought that was interesting that the authenticity frequency code came up because the authenticity code is actually very much linked to your visibility and how you handle the pressure of your visibility, right? And it's something that I've also been personally integrating and embodying more. So yeah, just sit back, relax. You can just give me consent to work on your energy. I'm going to ask the hand of God to come through and support. Okay. And we're just going to basically look into your real voice. And we want to see how we can access your real voice to create the most powerful marketing strategy without you even realizing it's a strategy, because you're just basically in flow doing it anyways. All right. So I'm just going to send little bubbles of light to your throat chakra. And these bubbles of light are all basically just packets of information that God has for you that are going to unlock inside your inside your voice. And then when you're doing lives or when you're just putting stuff out there, when you're talking about your services, your products, they're naturally going to just start coming out of your mouth. Like, it's not even like you're going to really have to like think about it. It's just going to start coming out organically. Okay. So just start feeling all these like pockets of light coming through your throat. And you don't necessarily have to know what they all are. We'll just connect them to your heart space as well, so that we make sure that you're coming from that self-love and also compassion for humanity space when you're sharing, so that people really feel the love behind everything that you do. And I don't know why this is coming up right now, but I'm just hearing it's important to share. So I have this particular client who's like a phenomenal author, and I'm going to keep doing the energy work as I'm speaking. Okay. And this particular author, he's amazing. He's like 74 years old. Okay. And he sells a ton of books like on Amazon. Right. And I asked him, like, how are you doing this? Because like strategically, based on the algorithms, based on the keywords and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't really make sense how he's getting so many sales. But what he told me was that he just sends light through all of his books, and he sends particular colors and particular intentions through his books, so that when people see the cover of them, whether online or offline, they feel that. And when they read through it, they get activated. And so many people are drawn to his book. So this is something you can do as well in your business. Start invoking the light to come through your products and through your services, so people can really connect with them and feel them. And this is your personal light that you can also be conscious of. Like, I want to put my light, and it's like you just do it consciously. Like, and my intention is to do this. Like, whether it's my intention is to awaken or make people feel loved, or make people have smoother skin, or whatever it is that you do, right? Like, make people feel peaceful, or help people have a spiritual awakening, or help people heal from domestic violence. And I'm hearing so many things. All of you guys do different things, but okay. So these codes have come through. They look really good. I'm seeing you guys standing your power. I'm even seeing some of you guys wearing like these beautiful robes, and it's like just metaphorical, energetic robes that you wear. You don't actually have to physically wear them. And they're like these robes that just have so much, what's the word? Like, they carry the essence of royalty, and they also carry the essence of like, I'm in service to the divine. And it's like, it's very, what's the word? Benevolent. It's a benevolent robe. And as you walk around every day wearing your regular clothes, you're spiritually wearing this robe of benevolence, and you're in deep humility towards the divine, but you're also feeling like royalty, because you know the divine has chosen you for this path. And that also feels like it enhances people's experience with you. All right. So that's going to be all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Wishing you so much success with your business. If you want to do some private work with me, please do reach out. We can have a free consultation chat, see where you're at, see if I can support you. I do intuitive work. I've been helping support businesses for 13 years. As you know, I'm an energy worker, and I look into the business body, and I can see sometimes where certain blockages and challenges are coming up as a result of childhood programming or past life issues, and you just energetically clear those up, and things start moving for people. All right. So we'll see you on the other side. Thank you again for watching. Bye.